Good morning, everybody. This is your captain speaking. We are just about to land in Kathmandu, so please prepare yourselves for landing. Make sure your seatbelts are done up and that you're fully prepared for touchdown. Okay, everyone, so this is it. Hope you've had a good flight. If you look out of the window, what you can see is Kathmandu. And this is really exciting because you might notice, even from your plane seat, it looks a little bit different to most European capital cities. There aren't any really massively tall buildings that you can see, no real skyscrapers. There's a kind of a dusty feel to it today, which is a shame because often from Kathmandu you can see white-capped mountains in the distance. But it's still very exciting to be here. So make sure your seatbelts are done up. We're just about to touch down. Hold on. Whoa, that was a bumpy one. But we're down now. So what we'll do is we'll meet up again in the terminal building. We'll just relax while the plane taxis to the terminal, and we'll meet up again near the luggage reclaim point. See you then. Okay. So here we are inside the terminal, waiting for our bags. Let's hope they will arrive without any problem. It might be a good idea just to have a few thoughts about what it's going to be like in Kathmandu once we hit the city, because if you haven't been to Asia before, it's likely to be a little bit of an assault on the senses. There are lots and lots of people. It's very busy, it's bustling, and it's not necessarily exactly what you need if you're feeling a bit frazzled after a long journey, but I'm sure the excitement will counteract any sort of feelings of strangeness, and we've got a nice comfy hotel to look forward to as well. Right, got your bags? Brilliant. So we're going to need some local money. Let's go over to that money changer over there, and we're going to need to grab some rupees, as the money is called here in Nepal. It's actually called the same as money that is used in India, which is a much bigger country than Nepal, directly to the south on the map. You might have seen it when you drew your map earlier. So the money's called the same thing. It's a slightly different value, but we're going to need to get some of it anyway. To begin with, we'll have to pay for our taxi, and then there'll be other, of course, expenses along the way. So let's do that now, and then we'll meet up again outside where the taxis are. Taxi! Okay, right, pile in everybody, plenty of room. Into town, please. Taxi driver, could you take us to Thamel? So this is a great opportunity to look out of the window and really start to take in the sights and the differences between where you come from and a city like Kathmandu. And as I said, you'll notice all sorts of things are different straight away. Some of the roads might not even be paved. There'll be kind of a dusty feeling. There's this bustle, vehicles that you won't have seen before, like these three-wheeled rickshaws that are also used as taxis. There'll be people pushing around hand carts. There might even be cows in the road. All the shop signs will be written in this sort of strange and intriguing text and alphabet, and you may even see a monkey or two on your way as well. So there's plenty of time to take in all of that, but it looks like we're getting close to where we're going to be staying. This is a district in Kathmandu called Thamel, which is very popular with sort of trekkers and climbers. So it's a good opportunity to meet other people on similar expeditions to yourself. And another thing that Thamel is great for, apart from having lots of hotels and lovely restaurants, is there are a lot of mountaineering equipment shops here, because what happens is when people have been trekking or climbing up the mountains and they come back to Kathmandu before they leave for their own countries, they sell their equipment here, and it means that we can pick up a bargain or two if there's any equipment that we haven't brought with us. Okay, right, now one thing that almost everybody that visits Nepal comments on is how friendly and lovely the local Nepalese people are. And most Nepali people that you meet, particularly those that you're used to tourists, will try to or be able to speak some English. but a lovely way to show that we're making an effort and that we feel lucky to be here visiting this country is to try and speak some of the Nepali language ourselves. So we're going to have a little go at that now before we go any further. Okay, so a really useful word, and if you only learn one word while we're here in Nepal, it needs to be this one, namaste, which means hello, goodbye. You can use it in any situation where you're meeting people. Namaste. Okay, have a go. Very good. Okay, if we need to say thank you, which is again another lovely way to show our manners and show our appreciation, the word is dhanyabad. Dhanyabad. Very good. Okay, and if we get a little bit further with our friendships, we might need to find out what somebody's name is. And if we want to ask, we can say tapenko nam keho. Tapenko nam keho. Okay, hope you're trying that one. And if somebody asks us that question and we want to reply, this is quite an easy one to remember. This is Mero nam Alastair ho. Mero nam Alastair ho. Mero nam sounds a little bit like my name, so it's not too difficult to remember. If you want to have another go at all of these before we move on, do pause, or it's something again that you could practice back in your hotel room maybe. And the last but most important phrase is the Nepali for which path leads to Everest. So once we start our trek up to base camp tomorrow, if you get off the path and you need to find out which way you should be going, this is going to be a crucial phrase. One thing you'll notice is that in Nepal, although everybody will know what you mean by Everest, they don't call Everest Everest. The actual name in Nepali is Sagarmatha, which means great head in the sky, which is an intriguing name, but probably the one you should use if you're talking to a local. So the phrase is Kunbato Janiho Sagarmatha. Kunbato Janiho Sagarmatha. Okay, got it? Right, but you can't wait to try some of those phrases out. So what we're going to do now, we've dumped off our stuff at the hotel, is really head out and explore. And I'm going to give you some free time to do that and just make 2 suggestions. So I suggest that you go off and visit, find out about one of 2 places in Kathmandu. I think you could either go to Durbar Square, which is a very, very famous collection of temples, which you might be able to find out a lot more about. Or you could walk up the 320 steps to the Monkey Temple, which sits above the city and has a fantastic view. So I guess it all depends on how energetic you're feeling. I will just suggest that you do take this opportunity to send a postcard home from, perhaps describing your experiences at one of those 2 places, because once we set off tomorrow, we're really going to be focused on our Everest expedition. So this is a great opportunity to just take time out to make contact with those people at home who'd be interested to know how you're doing. Okay, so just while I've got you, I'm just going to explain the schedule from this point onwards. So go off and enjoy your afternoon, and then I suggest just find something to eat. You'll find food from all around the world at the local restaurants in Thamel, so choose where you're going to go and enjoy the food there. If you do want to go for a Nepali meal, traditional Nepali dish, look out for dal bhat, but we'll talk about that once we start trekking again tomorrow. So the plan is that we're up pretty early tomorrow, breakfast in the hotel, and then we need to catch another flight. And this flight is going to be in a plane much, much smaller than anything you might have seen before. I think there's only going to be room for 16 passengers on this plane. And it's going to be an exhilarating plane trip from Kathmandu almost directly east to a little airstrip called Lukla, where we make one of the most exciting landings that can be made at any airport in the world. and it's there from Lukla that we begin our trek towards the base camp of Mount Everest, and ultimately to the top of the mountain. There are some brilliant views of the Himalayas from the flight. Obviously the Himalayas is the name of the mountain range that Mount Everest is a part of. We have got so much to look forward to, but I do recommend not getting excited, getting a good night's sleep tonight, because there is a lot of physical exertion ahead of you. So I'm gonna go off and have an explore too, and find something to eat. Hope you have a brilliant time, and I will see you back at the airport for our transfer to Lukla first thing in the morning. Okay.